Hello friends, welcome to the Winding Road Podcast. Going to be a quick one, so let's get right to it. Overcoming fear. We drowned out the negative by the noise. So then you have the thought of what do I have to fear? And if you're getting down to nothing, then you're getting somewhere. That's where we're getting here on the winding road. It's the old saying, the only thing you have to fear is fear itself. Let's break that down. What does that mean? If fear is the only thing we have to fear, then we have to know the definition, the meaning of fear. And fear is an unpleasant emotion due to something that you think is going to cause you pain or harm you, threaten you. It can be anything, right? We all know what fear is, or we think we know. What is fear ultimately? It's the fear of losing something, really. No matter what it is and no matter how it might come, it's the fear of loss. It's the fear of death. One of the most greatest fears. But to overcome that, you root yourself in faith and in reverence to all things, including your own life and everything that's ever existed in the universe. Because we're in the reality that we have our minds, and our minds dictate our reality. And we know we got here, and we know at some point we're going to die. We don't know before. We don't know after. So how do you be in a flow state of living in the moment? And that's how you live forever, is you're in the moment, because the moments where time does not exist, because you are in the zone, you're in the flow state. So that's living forever. And by doing those things, you get over the fear of actually dying someday, because you're living your best life, because you're achieving your goals and your dreams, and you're headed towards a path of greatness. And so we overcome fear by overcoming the fear of death. Because that's ultimately the one thing at the end of the day that will happen. In these bodies, the way we are constructed now, that will happen. So if you realize that, then that can really, really scare you, right? It could. It has. Still moments where it does. But the negative is drowned out as noise. And the fear is gone. Because you're knowing that you're doing everything that you can in the moment. Not having regrets, even though you might have screwed things up really bad in the past. It's not a regret anymore, because it's already happened and it's already over with. And even though it was the wrong decision, whether it was your fault or not, and however decisions work, if it was the wrong decision, it was still the right decision because it already happened. The right decision that you have to make is moving forward, away from all of that. No past, no future. The now is how we live forever, how we get over the fear of death, how we do not fear, because we are love. And who is God? God is love. So have as much love as you possibly can in your heart. And that's just kind of a basic, principalistic breakdown of my mind and how it works, and I'm me and you're you. And it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, but everything matters. Because what matters is what you're doing right now. Even though you might not want to do it, you break through that brick wall, get through that first hurdle, because you got up and did it. Even though you might not think anything means anything, it meant something because you overcame whatever it was that you were trying to do. And we do that, as we talked about in the last episode, through willpower. And how do we achieve that, and how do we gain that? And I realized that I see where my mind was at when I started doing these things, and I see where it's at now, and I can see it while I'm doing it, because it makes me so much better at what I'm doing, because I'm able to stay in the zone of locked in. I don't worry because I don't fear. Because you stay in the flow state. You can start thinking about things in the deep back part of your mind, and I could bring them to the surface and say them right now. But if you just let them stay back there, and you realize they're just the old neurons trying to break through on the new neural pathways that you've created, then they're just little fuses. They're little traps, they're little bombs, but you already know how to walk around them and avoid them, because you've gained reverence for everyone and everything. And that is what being a universal human is all about. And I know nothing, but I know some things. I know that I'm myself. And I know clearly I'm not perfect. But the road winds. And I figure out how to navigate the turns. At least this is what I'm doing with my life, however it's happening. Free will, not free will. However it's becoming about. It's happening because I'm doing, and I'm not just being. And if I'm lucky enough to make it to my deathbed one day, and then I can say, damn, I did a lot. I did the best I could. Rather than just worrying about there. Because at that point, sitting there worrying about dying, you're not worrying about dying. Probably you're worrying about all your regrets and all your mistakes. But if you're content with your life, then you're ready to see what the possibility of whatever could happen next. Nothing, everything, something. The something is here now, because we are something. We are universal humans. We are life. We are existence. Time is time. I'm me. You're you. Love, inspire, unite. God bless.